Okay, so this is something that I have thought of for a while now, but this morning it seems like important that I should say it or explain it. In a couple other videos or a video in the beginning of my videos, I think I talked about or maybe I didn't. Anyways, I think I talked about how the pictures that we take in space they say, it was like 100,000 years ago, or this is a picture taken from like 10,000 years ago, or something like that, and they're trying to find like the edge of the universe, and it seems like it goes further back in time, and I was always like, well, if that picture was something that was that long ago, then I was always like, well, then does it still exist there anymore, or is it something else? And so whenever I think about the sun, the first thing that popped into my mind was like, well, if everything else was so long ago, then how do we still know that that's still there? Maybe we're just receiving all of its energy, and like these bursts and these spits, these bursts of energy from it. Like it's like the first thing that pops into my head is that maybe it. I don't want to be too careful with words because I think it's a beautiful process, but I was thinking that maybe the sun was actually like one of those like dwarf stars, or one of those stars that just sort of like, it like slowly kind of like it explodes, but it sends out all of its particles and all of its energy out into the entire universe, like a dwarf star does. And when they show it on TV, it seems like a very, very fast process. If you were right there where that item was, it would probably seem like a really fast process. But when you're really far away from it, maybe it would take a while for all of that stardust to actually come, or come to our planet. And I was thinking that, I wondered if it actually happened already. Like if the sun was that, and it and it was slowly just like giving us its energy. And what I think is that that's what's happening. Like I think that the sun is blessing us with all of its particles, all of its energy particles. And in that respect, I feel as if it would warm up the whole planet, not only with its stardust and its beautiful electromagnetic color spectrum, but I think that I don't know, I guess that's what I mean, is that I think that's what's happening. I think that all of that stardust is touching the planet, and it's becoming this effervescent glow of like this aurora, but I feel like it's all over the place. I feel like that's what's happening. 'Cause when I think about what makes me most comfortable and what makes me extremely excited, is that mist. That mist that I see actually out here this morning. It's like it's like this mist that reveals all the light. Um, it's almost like a 3D. It's like every dimension. It seems like whenever I see the mist outside and I look at the lights, like the street lights and stuff like that, I can see the light go. I can see where the light leads, and everything that's in the soup. Like everything that I talk about when I say I see the soup, the particles that I see are revealed. When I can see it and other people can't see the soup, I'm like, oh, well, I think of how other people could see the soup. And whenever I saw the mist and I would walk through it, and I said, I think in a couple of the videos, it reminded me of Atlantis. That's the best way that I can describe what my eyes can see, is that mist revealing where the light is, all the light that's already here. And so that's why immediately picture the sun, and it explodes and gives us all of its stardust, and then the mist rolls in, and it like reveals all the colors. Because this morning when I went out, it's like 6:33 a.m. right now, and it's almost like a bowl. Like, when I look all the way out around me, I see the mist, and I see it's almost like a bowl, and the hues. There's like these hues of color, and there's like white, and there's like this pink, and then I look above me, and it's like this purple blue, like this concentrated purple blue. And I know that whenever I looked outside into the nighttime, I could always see this concentrated purple color in the nighttime, and it's like, yes, it looks black most of the time, but that's what I see. I see like purple, like this concentrated purple, and this very, very concentrated blue that always seems to reveal itself like right above me. It's a very, very concentrated, like real pretty, like blue. And I made the connection. When I was younger, I used to draw a lot with pen, and I would see like the reflection of the pen in the sunlight. Like, I kind of like look at it like this, and I noticed that black pens are made with like it looks like red and blue, but then it's got like a purple shimmery color. And whenever I look at my cat is black, and whenever I look at it with like a certain way that the sun hits it, it's like they have like this purple blue effervescent, like, it just shimmers right off of his coat. So so it's like when this mist rolls in, that's what I see. I see like the actual colors revealed, and I wonder if that's like what the whole revealing, the whole revelation is that, I mean, I'm going out there on a limb now, but I'm wondering, like, they talk about the Son of God and Jesus, and I'm like, what if the Son is really his aura, and he's like wanting to come back and like hang out and check us out or something like that, and maybe that's his aura, and his aura is now blessing us all, like, the Son, right? Like, he's blessing us all the time. And I'm wondering if, he's finally giving us all of his blessings. And even though it may look like, or it may sound kind of scary that the sun would explode, or, all of the sun's stardust would touch us, would bless us with that technology. It seems scary maybe from one point of view, but I think it's actually extremely beautiful, that the sun would bless us with all of that awesome energy, all that awesome glow and light and warmth. And instead of, it's like, instead of it being so far away or seemingly separate, I wonder if that's why it happened so slowly, so that we wouldn't panic about it. Because when I look outside and I see the results of those effervescent glows, those hues, those bursts of energy outside, of these warm colors that look exactly like the LED lights that I have in my house, like that over there, and I think about what calms people down the most, and then I see it outside, and I'm like, whoa, it seems like this perfect decision that was made a long time ago, and I feel like we're now seeing the effects of that. But it seems extremely beautiful. It seems like, it's like whenever I would watch, there's this guy, he's called Suspicious Observers, and he's got this van, and he goes around the U.S., and he's always checking stuff out. And I was like, yeah, that's really cool that he follows his heart, and he just kind of trolls around, and he does what he loves the most. And whenever he talks about electromagnetic storms, I get like super excited, because I'm like, well, I wonder what the sun's gonna bless us with now, like this plasma, And it's like, I could already see the plasma in the soup, and to be able for everyone to see the plasma, and the colors that are revealed from that, and I go outside and I see that actually happening in my own home in Manchester, Connecticut. I'm like, I think that's what I think. I think that that's what's actually happening. If we're being blessed by the sun, completely and wholly, which I think is like the most beautiful thing I can possibly think of at this time. So yeah, I just want to share that experience with you, because this is something that I wanted to share for a long time, but I was worried that my words might seem overwhelming. But every time I think about not sharing it makes me feel like, oh, but I should have, because you know it's one thing to say the words, and it's one thing to think about what might be uncomfortable to people. But then I'm like, when I go outside and I experience these auroras, I guess we could call them, and I experience the beauty of this Atlantean dreamscape, I'm like, I mean, maybe my words might seem overwhelming, but when I explain the picture that I see along with the words, it's so soft and so beautiful, and it reveals all the light properties, and it reveals everything that's in the soup. And it's like, finally what I can see is now what other people can see, and that makes me really, really happy. And when I say the word Stardust, that like totally opens my heart up, and I can already feel like emotion going into my eyeballs, and yeah, it's like it's like so beautiful. Yeah. So, oof, look at that. My eyes are glossing over now. um, yeah. So that's all I had to share with you right now. You know, um, it's a beautiful moment, basically. So. Thanks for watching. Oh, and good morning. And good day before Christmas.